Some neural networks cannot simultaneously play Go and recognize images like the human brain does. Is it possible to create a universal neural network capable of solving different tasks? In 2004, scientists discovered that the same cortex cell always responds to Bill Clinton's photo, so it was possible to confirm Jerome Letvin's hypothesis of grandmother's cell, a hypothetical neuron encoding specific concepts or objects. Each neuron may have thousands of connections with other neurons, transmitting spikes to other neurons through axons and receiving spikes through dendrites. Neurons can form a sequence memory, and we will show this using an example text sentence containing the word Clinton. Here are the sentences found by the search engine for the keyword Clinton. Let's now make the word Clinton a focal object by placing it in the center. The more often a particular word occurs with the word Clinton, the higher its weight of occurrence. By analogy with neurons, we assume that inbound connections with the previous word is a dendrite, and outbound with the next is an axon. Let's call the set of all words to the left of the focal point as the set of the past, and to the right as the set of the future. This is a grandmother cell model for a sequence memory neural network. When entering a sentence into the neural network, we will observe how the grandmother cells encoding the sentence words are sequentially activated in the network. Each grandmother cell transmits a spike to all neurons connected with its axon. The more spikes a sleeping neuron receives, the more likely it will become the next object in the sequence. This is a prediction mechanism. How does it work? Let's rank objects by the distance from the focal object. The focus word transmits a spike to all words immediately following the focal word. This is a cluster of the first rank. Then, the cluster of the first rank transmits the spike to the cluster of the second rank, and so on. The spike wave gradually expands and weakens. The object that simultaneously received spikes from all objects in the sequence is a contender for the continuation of the sequence. In his work, Hierarchical Temporal Memory, Jeff Hawkins shows that the cerebral cortex has a hierarchical structure. We also know that the human brain is able to build a hierarchy of knowledge. The brain creates a hierarchical memory, and the neural network of sequence memory can also be hierarchical. It can be observed that entering sequences is accompanied by a change of context. For example, we stare at a person and then we move our eyes to a cat. The current context of the sequence is determined by the sum of said occurrence weights. The sum slowly grows in a constant context and quickly drops when the context changes, thus forming a sequence of peaks. Assigning identifiers to each peak, we create a sequence of the next level in the sequence memory hierarchy. We have already developed a functional design of the neuromorphic processor for hierarchical sequence memory and plan to completely design and start production of neuroprocessors in the next 2 or 3 years. If you desire to join this exciting development as a member of a development team or investor, please contact us. To learn more about the Intellecture project and about cooperation with us, please refer to intellecture.ai.